The 50th anniversary of JFK's assassination, we've been bringing you stories all week with local people.
Those unique people have unique stories about their connection to that somber time. A lot of people remember exactly the moment they found out. Jenny Hansen is here now with one man's story. Jenny?
Well, Tom Hannibal was 12 years old in 1960, the same year the Wilshire Riverside Little League started. It was also the same year a well-known U.S. senator came to throw out the first pitch.
I think that we can elect a Democratic president, a Democratic House, and a Democratic Senate. And I think when that is done, this country can begin to move again.
This was one of then U.S. Senator John F. Kennedy's several campaign speeches in Oregon in 1960. He was running for president, and during a visit to Portland in May of that year, Kennedy decided to make an appearance at Riverside Field at Northeast 33rd Avenue and Riverside Way.
Somebody at Riverside had a political connection with the Democratic Party.
And that connection turned out to be a life-changing experience for Portland native Tom Hannibal. Tom was just 12 at the time, playing for Wilshire Riverside Little League in its inaugural year.
So they selected 3 of us to escort him onto the field. And he gave a speech throughout the first pitch. Being
just a boy, he didn't know who Senator Kennedy was, but Tom knew from the moment he met him that he was special.
Charismatic, young. I didn't know much about politics.
Of course, Kennedy went on to win the presidential election. 3 years later, Tom was sitting in his classroom at Central Catholic when he learned that the charismatic young senator he'd met in 1960 had been killed.
We immediately went to the gymnasium, had a Catholic Mass, said our prayers.
Like most Americans who experienced that, it was a moment Tom will never forget.
Last night I watched CNN and just the footage, where I was at the time. It's pretty emotional, just being able to shake his hand and meet with him.
Tom has returned to the Little League field since JFK's visit, including for the 50th anniversary back in 2010. What happened on that field remains as vivid in his mind as it was 5 decades ago, and he wants to keep those memories alive with the younger generations in his family.
Hope I have some memorabilia that my grandkids will enjoy. My 2 daughters, Kelly and Charlene, get a kick out of it.
And by the way, Kennedy signed that ball that he threw out during that first pitch of the game that day. Years later, it was donated to the Oregon Hall of Fame. Jeff and Kelly.